Hello everyone, my name is Lydia Castro. Some of the things that I have learned so far about Arabic literature is a lot of things, including some of the language, stories, famous authors, their own history, and writing styles. Also, in the case of Khalil Gibran, I was able to see that while some consider him like a great poet, he has received a lot of harsh criticism, just like many authors have. What has surprised me was in the assignment of all about Arabic language, where we looked at three interesting aspects of it. Uh, the one thing that caught my attention was the attitudes that Arabic speakers have towards foreigners attempt to learn Arabic. I thought it was interesting that some Arabic people feel that only the standard form of language should be taught to foreigners, even though they might not use it themselves. So I think that's one thing that really surprised me is that even native speakers of the language would hold foreigners to standards that they themselves don't even follow. Um, my favorite assignment thus far would have to be Arabian Nights, where we looked at the similarities and differences between the book and the film. I had never read anything from Arabian Nights or even seen any of the films that are associated with it. So I really enjoyed that assignment. It was interesting to see how things from the book was changed for the movie. I really enjoyed the overall story of the king and Scheherazade, and I think it was really interesting to see how that version from the book translated to the movie, because I feel like it was made more prominent or more important in the movie than the book version. Um, and I think that from all the topics that we covered, the one quote or from the reading that I guess not inspired but made me think a lot was from Khalil Gibran. Um, it was from the chapters that we were assigned from the Prophet, and the one that I'm thinking about is on children. So the quote is, "You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts." And that was the quote that I think I'm really gonna keep in mind. I'm not a parent, but that's one thing that I would think about for the future, because um, he speaks of children as not belonging to parents, even if they are the ones that give them life, because you can give your children all your love, but they're not required to have, the thoughts of their parents. Eventually, when they're little, you try to, teach them the best you can, but they will eventually grow older and they will develop their own thoughts and ideas, and they may be very different from their parents. And I feel like that may create some tension between parents and children if they have, opposing views on certain things. But that's why I think it's important for parents to realize that children are not always gonna have your thoughts. They will develop their own thoughts, and it's important to keep in mind that, you know, even though children may be directed towards a certain path, in the end, the path that the child chooses, it's the one that they want and will maybe lead them to their own happiness. So that's one quote that I really found interesting and something that I would keep in mind. Um, Overall, I've learned a lot of different things, but these are just some of the few things that I guess are more important or just stood out to me most thus far.